Any debate about the finest smartwatches on the market right now is guaranteed to include the latest Apple Watch, especially for people who already own an iPhone. And so expectation levels are high for the next smartwatch model Apple is working on, expected to in 2025. Complementing the Apple Watch Series 10, this will be the Apple Watch Series 11. Apple hasn't stated anything formally yet and won't say before the gadget is revealed, but we have some leaks and rumors to guide us regarding what to expect. We have compiled all we have thus far heard about the Apple Watch 10 below together with some informed estimations for good measure. More importantly, this center receives regular upgrades between now and whenever the Apple Watch 11 launch occurs. Though we haven't heard anything regarding a possible release date or price for the Apple Watch Series 11 as yet. Actually, Apple Watch's pricing and release date are typically somewhat consistent. Every single Apple Watch, except the very first one, has been shown in September, so you need not do too much investigation to find out that the Apple Watch 11 is likely to break cover in September 2025. It would be a great surprise if it did not. Look out for the iPhone 17 arriving at the same time as well. That's supported up by Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, a trusted tipster, who believes we should expect the Apple Watch Series 11 in the second half of 2025. It appears like it's going to be a huge year for Apple Watches, with the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and the Apple Watch SE 3 also coming. Pricing for the Apple Watch 11 is less easy to forecast. The Apple Watch Series 10 debuted in 2024 matched the starting costs of the Apple Watch Series 9 launched in 2023, which in turn was very comparable to what we had to pay for the Apple Watch Series 8 launched in 2022, depending on where in the globe it was sold. Apple is clearly anxious to keep the pricing consistent, so something around $399 for the 42mm size and $429 for the 46mm size seems possible. As usual, LTE connectivity will cost you more, and changing cases and different straps will affect the price you pay too. We're still waiting for the Apple Watch 11 leaks and rumors to start in earnest, and perhaps that says something in itself. The annual Apple Watch upgrades aren't usually huge, and so it might be a case of another iterative update this time around, in which case we'd certainly hope the price doesn't go up. That said, the long-rumored blood pressure monitoring feature could possibly make an appearance on the Apple Watch 11, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. This is likely to work like the existing sleep apnea detection, where you get notifications about elevated readings, rather than round-the-clock observations. More advanced health sensors, for glucose monitoring for example, are also in the pipeline but probably won't make an appearance this time around. Meanwhile, Apple is heavily embroiled in a legal case connected to blood oxygen readings, so it doesn't look as though that particular function is going to make a comeback anytime soon. Bear in mind that the Apple Watch 10 got a bigger screen and somewhat larger and thinner casings in 2024, making it even less likely that the design is going to be changed for 2025. What's more likely are a handful of new color, casing, and strap variations, just to distinguish the new model from the old one. We've really heard that the Apple Watch SE 3 will be getting a redesign this year, while the Apple Watch 11 and the Apple Watch Ultra 3 won't. That's Gurman again. An improvement on the inside of the Apple Watch Series 11 seems possible at this stage. Apple routinely pushes up the processor with each new wristwatch model, so we might easily receive a new Apple S11 chipset to go alongside the new Apple Watch 11. Let's hope it means increased performance and more efficient power use at the same time. However, while the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is believed to be getting satellite connectivity and 5G compatibility, we don't think these features are going to emerge on the Apple Watch Series 11. Something else that's virtually definite but not quite confirmed is that the upcoming Apple Watch 11 is going to come running watchOS 12, following on from the watchOS 11 software that launched with the Apple Watch 10. Apple hasn't stated anything about watchOS 11 yet, but we should hear more details at Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference sometime in July. Also on the software side, we've heard that an AI health coach app is on the horizon, which would presumably harness some AI smarts to provide you personalized insights into your fitness data, as well as advise on which routines to attempt next. Blahnik highlighted that the biggest finding the business had made about the Apple Watch in the 10 years since its inception was a misperception about how people who were more or less sporty would approach using the Apple Watch's fitness functions. In the beginning, we may have imagined that folks who were less sporty might be focused on their day, he explains, while more sporty people would be focused on training elements. What we've been delighted to see is that for every athlete that loves their workout, they become really conscious of having a more active day as well, he continues. In contrast, he states, and for every person that might have said that they don't really focus on workouts, we hear from someone that says that getting exercise credit and filling rings was the thing that made me start tracking my walks. And then I decided to run, and then I went to the gym. The business was delighted that its activity app and workouts had pushed elite athletes to make their days healthier, while encouraging newcomers to take up fitness for the first time, exactly the reverse of how Apple expected it would go. In recent years, Apple has added more wellness features like rest days and training loads to Apple Watch to focus on a more holistic approach to health and exercise, a reflection of this evolving philosophy. Indeed, when the Apple Watch first released, it was positioned as a communication gadget, with very little focus on health. Now, health is undoubtedly the leading edge of Apple Watch, and something the firm is ready to emphasize on considerably more in 2025. Reports claim that both the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and Series 11 will incorporate high blood pressure detection that will function in a similar vein to its sleep apnea functionality. Beyond that, the company is still striving to conquer the holy grail of wearable tech, non-invasive blood glucose monitoring. After just one session, I recognized that my days of coasting workouts were over. For training load to work and deliver the best possible recommendations for me, I have to give accurate findings. If I overestimate my effort and mark every workout as a 10 out of 10, I'm going to get a false set of data that's going to advise me to back off when I shouldn't. My training in progress is going to stall, and I'm going to make less gains as a result. However, if I give an accurate measurement for a workout and I'm not doing my hardest each session, in 28 days I'm going to get a training load readout that shows I'm squandering my time and hard-earned money in the gym making no improvement at all. All of a sudden, then, the basic Apple Watch feature I believed would let me take it easy has become a major source of inspiration. Mindful that every session counts, I'm now focused more than ever on navigating the tightrope between putting maximal effort in the gym and not overdoing it. I'm hyper-conscious of my performance and find myself focused on every rep, set, rest, and workout. It's not that I wasn't necessarily doing those things already, but I'm more focused and determined than ever thanks to a tool I assumed was going to urge me to put my feet up. Using a training load statistic as incentive to strive even harder in the gym might sound paradoxical, but I'm certain that the tech will ensure I don't overdo it in the long term. But whether the goal is maximizing outcomes or taking it easy, the only way the training load will help is if I'm honest about my effort. It seems my days squandering time at the gym are finished. Now the big question is, what we want to see. While we were great fans of the Apple Watch 10, it doesn't mean there's no space for improvement with a new model for 2025. While it's probably too late in the development cycle for us to have any sway on Apple's engineers at this moment, nevertheless we'd like to put forward the changes we wish to see with the next wearable. 1. Smart uses of AI. AI is ubiquitous these days, in case you hadn't noticed, and when it comes to Apple gadgets that means Apple Intelligence. But Apple Intelligence hasn't expanded its reach to the Apple Watch, but we're hopeful that changes with the 11th gen model, providing Apple puts some consideration into the features that might actually be helpful on a wrist. 2. More customizing options. Each new Apple Watch usually comes with a range of fresh watch faces, of course, but we think Apple should do more in terms of the customizing choices on watchOS. It's an area where competing watches have the edge. With iOS 18, there are now more customization modifications accessible on the iPhone than ever before, so let's hope the Apple Watch follows that trend. 3. Improved health sensors. Rumors have been floating for years about health sensors and functions that Apple may potentially add to its wristwatch range, from sensors in the straps to glucose monitoring. While big enhancements still seem to be several years off, based on sources, we're still hoping that we might see 1 or 2 new health tracking functions on the Apple Watch 11. 4. Better battery life. Now stop us if you've heard this one before, but we'd like to see better battery life on the Apple Watch 11, because of course we would. During our testing of the Apple Watch 10, we were getting approximately a day between charges, which isn't great compared to a lot of Apple Watch competitors, especially if you want to use the smartwatch to track your sleep. 5. Better band attachments. It's not the most visible of features, but we've often found the Apple Watch band attaching process to be a bit too fussy. Samsung has worked out how to produce a smooth and stress-free connection system so it can be done, and it would undoubtedly make life easier for individuals who want to swap out their bands on a regular basis. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.